Welcome back to episode 26, the half-year episode of the Slabbed podcast, where the grades matter and there are no rules. How are you doing, Professor Oak? Happy evening.
So, filthy treason. Happy 4th of July, Mr. Green.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July, everyone. Yes, from both of us. Congrats on your independence. I think it's a very exciting time for you. You have exceptionally flourished since leaving England's reign and control. So, very proud of you. You've come a long way. And I think you should celebrate. I love that you guys celebrate that every year. And I'm here for it. I've been here. I mean, this is like my 10th or 11th or something, July 4th, and I still love it every single year. I'm here for it. I hosted a lot of people here yesterday. We had a nice get-together. I grilled some nice burgers and hot dogs. It was a good time. So congrats, everyone. Apologies that we're a day late. We're celebrating. It's been a crazy week with the holiday, so thank you. Hi, Josh. How are you? How was your July 4th?
That was great, man. Also, I did smash burgers for the first time, which was pretty cool. It was pretty good, man. I balled them up.
Blackstone style.
Yep. I have a Blackstone, and I just smashed the crap out of them, and I cooked the burgers in like 4 minutes. It was pretty awesome. It was quick. Highly recommend.
Butter.
I should. That was the first time I've done it. There's a lot of things I've learned already. Butter. I need more onion. I need a whole lot of different things. But yeah, next time for sure.
Fun.
It was so
fun.
good.
That's part of it. Figuring out, that flavor. Once you get it right, I mean, yeah. Oof, I'm sure they were good. Grilling anything's good. But honestly, even when you burn stuff, it still tastes good because you made it. You did it. So yeah, exactly. I'm here for it. But yeah, I'm glad. Even though we're a little bit late recording this week, I'm glad we're getting together and we're still not skipping this week. I'm excited for it. We've got some cool things to talk about. So,
yeah. But first, we jump in before we get into the spicy topic like we normally do off the bat. Big shout out to Jake from Pokenomics. Was generous enough to have me and Professor Oak on his live stream. What was it, 5 days ago? I don't even know. It's not too long ago. Last week, end of last week. That was a great time talking just to collectors and about what we're collecting and how we got into it and a bunch of different things. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. Had a great time. Me and you had both been on his channel now twice, both at the same time. But this time there was a lot more talking involved because last time there was like 40 people on the live stream. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Had been subscribed to Jake for a long time, and I love that type of content, more long form type stuff, which is really good. I love hearing collectors talk about their collection and different stuff like that. And it's again, appreciated Jake for having us on.
Yeah, I always get a little I don't know, imposter syndrome. I don't know what phrase you would use, but I'm always amazed when cool Pokemon YouTubers want to talk to us. So fantastic. I was absolutely flattered that you asked us to come on. And I really enjoyed it. Like you said, we got to talk collecting. And that's the heart of what the whole hobby, right? Is collecting and playing the game and looking at the artworks, appreciating it. The root net, output of it is collecting. So
yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, talked about Lord of the Rings, talked about Pokemon, talked about just general like approaches and attitudes and stuff to the hobby. And yeah, it was really fun. Very thankful. He said that he watches the podcast too, Slab podcast. So super cool to hear that so many of you guys are so awesome and listen to us. Now I really appreciate hearing feedback. We don't get a lot of feedback from a lot of people. You guys just enjoy it. You go for it. So he had some good words for us, and I appreciated that. He was good to us. So thanks for having us on, Jake. That was awesome. Yeah, good shout
out. If you want to go check out the VOD, it is linked down below in the description. Again, go check it out. Go show Jake some love. Hit the like button while you're here. So again, this is our half a year episode. Hit the like button. We need 69 effing likes. People, come on. Go hit the mother effing like button. So, spicy topic from last week. Somebody, I think, might have been one of the first times he's really given a spicy topic. I don't remember. But he saw it was a good opportunity for some free marketing. Smart dude. Z&G Emporium. He dropped a spicy topic, and he said PSA will grade more TCG than sports one day. Z, appreciate you dropping in and sharing a spicy topic. Oak, how do you unpack that? What do you think?
So, he didn't say Pokémon. He said TCG. I can't help but feel that more TCGs are going to come out in the future, and that's going to inch a little bit closer towards that spicy topic becoming true. People like cards, like artworks, like people like characters that like shows and the cards that connect to Lord of the Rings. I mean, there's still like a lot of things coming out, new stuff all the time, constantly, that new people get drawn to. And every time that happens, some people stick and stay, I feel like. So there's a lot of people in the collectible card game hobby right now. I can't but feel like I don't know. It's not just like the stonks and the hype. You know, people refer back to like 2020 and like the bull and everything getting crazy from COVID. I can't help but feel right now TCG in general is hot. Like people like it. There's fire burning. There's interest. There's excitement, and I don't know what could damper that outside of boredom. Maybe, or people getting burnt, that kind of stuff. But prices aren't too crazy on a lot of stuff. They're affordable. Maybe some stuff's a little bit crazy, whatever. But with new stuff constantly coming out, like you just ordered Magic the Gathering boxes. You know, I've never ordered Magic the Gathering boxes before. Just like people being pulled in different directions. I can see. I don't think it's implausible, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't think it's implausible, whatever the phrase is. But I know how hot sport is. Sport is a behemoth. I mean, it's a big one. We have several sports that are very fundamentally ingrained in the culture of the US, not just a hobby, literally the US. I think you could ask probably most men from the age of 10 to 110, and they probably own a sports card, whether it's from being a kid or current or at one time I thought it was cool, whatever. Like most guys have had some kind of interaction or invested in it right now, whatever. Sports cards. I can't say that for TCG, and I think because the TCG is a little bit more active than the sports in terms of participation. So TCG, like you need to be like watching the shows, playing the games. You need to understand the characters. Like you need to like be invested a little bit more. Whereas sports, like you could just buy players from the team that you like. Like I feel like it's much easier access, much easier to be involved. There's a lot of products, a lot of variations. We talked about numbered out of 25 cards being 20, 30, 40 bucks, that kind of stuff. Like I just feel like it's easier to be involved and interested and excited about it and get that stuff. So some stuff will need to change for me. There will need to be some shifts in that. It's just far too much disparity between the two to really say for sure, which I'm not trying to cop out and say it's right and wrong. I could see it happening. I don't think it will happen. I wouldn't lean that way, but I could see it potentially happening. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's a gray area for me. I normally feel pretty strongly about stuff. That one I'm not too sure about. So I'm excited to hear you, that's a little bit more involved in sport than me, somewhat. I'm excited to hear what you think.
Yeah, sports ball is fun. That's a good sport. I don't know, man. Like when I first read this, I'm like, yeah, no doubt, 100%. TCG is definitely gonna be clapping sports cheeks here really soon.
Really?
that was my first thought. Right when I saw them, like, yeah, for sure, no shot that sports is going to have a chance. But sitting here, even just now, think about it, like unpacking it more, because I didn't really put much thought into it until now. TCGs is weird because mostly people grade stuff that are collectible. Like most modern, like you had mentioned, modern TCGs, I think that has almost, in my opinion, almost zero to that whole barely affect the TCG increase and stuff's getting graded. I think it's more of just the global outreach of TCGs, the animes, and all of that. It's way more global. Like you have baseball, which is very global. You have football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, is very, very global, and people are starting to collect those more and more. F1 is pretty global. So I feel like it's almost still an immature type market globally versus trading cards. Trading cards globally, like people are obviously collecting them crazy in all over Europe, Japan, China. It's crazy. So I feel like it's still developing for sports. And if that catches on, I feel like it could go insane. Like the number one baseball player right now is of Japanese descent, Shohei Ohtani, and the dude's a freaking animal. And I feel like people in Japan aren't really collecting graded sports cards. And I feel like they're just whiffing on it. Honestly, most of them. There are, like all things, but I feel like there's people, of course, collecting it. But I feel like it's a minuscule amount compared to the number of people collecting graded Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon in Japan. Like it's like almost not even a competition. So that could definitely, if that ever caught on, that would pop it off. Probably insane. So on the certain trajectory we're going, also, I feel like sports right now is almost like it's like dying. Like you look at, like I look at sports cards, like the recognizable one, the 86 Fleer Jordan card is like at the lows of lows in the last 3 years. Cheaper than a PSA 10 first ed Charizard now. It peaked at 800K and it's tanked. So sports are not doing great. A lot of people are recognizing modern sports are not very investable. You're literally gambling on crypto at this point with some of these modern rookie cards. And you're hoping for a quick flip when you're buying those, which is crazy. Or you're one of those guys just long-term investing, which sounds like a huge L. Like you're in it for the long game. I don't know. I feel like
it's a snap and run kind of situation with a lot of sports.
For how low sports is now, and they're still beating TCG, I don't think it's going to go away. I feel like TCG could get less and less a little bit. Right now, it's like peaking. Honestly, like it's right now, the number of cards being graded for TCG are probably peaking. Maybe it goes up a little bit more once we introduce new areas like Antarctica or something. I don't know, but it's I don't know. If I had to guess, if I had to put my money on something, I would say sport does not get passed by TCG or non-sport cards at PSA ever.
I think in response to that, I think I agree with you, but I think what's going to influence that is partly sports and TCG. I think what TCG does. So, I mean, I'm thinking primarily Pokemon. So, primarily Pokemon, do they do some really special stuff these next few years? That's a big one. Is there new TCGs that really take off? Like, does MetaZoo really take off? Does Magic get even bigger? Do they do more one-of-one stuff that gets even more hype and sells more stuff? More things great. Like, if people grading the Lord of the Rings set, I haven't heard a lot of talk about that side of stuff, honestly. Like, it's been more about like chasing the rings than grading and grading prices. I don't know how much they value that. I think just generally some of the culture with grading those sets, I think that's a big one. So there's some of that, but also, you're talking about sports, and like a Tawny. Like I was looking at one of his cards yesterday, and it was like 20 grand. Like at auction, like this for a modern card is at $20,000. Like there's some stuff that's incredibly high value and it's selling like often. And right now he's the hot thing, so we need some hot things for sports to get graded, for people to want to grade Otani cards. Otani needs to be hot, needs to be a good player. Like they're not grading mid-range, average, okay people. They're grading people that could be really special or people that are really special.
Yep.
Like there isn't, I don't think there's too much from what I've seen, I've experienced in the chats, the Discords, the auctions that I watch. Like a lot of the okay people don't sell for much. Like it's not fruitful. So I don't know. Like there needs to be some special people that we need. Otanis, we need Jordans, we need. I don't know. Like I'm trying to think of other sports where like maybe someone could come out and like be a huge advocate for it, and I don't know. Like maybe not. The next few years, it's what talent comes to fruition. I think that has an impact on it for sure. Like people need to be excited about the card.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see like how sports are still evolving into like the current meta of marketing. Like they have YouTube channel. Most like thinking about football, most football teams have YouTube channels now. Not a lot of people are watching them. There's like behind the scenes stuff, like really, really cool stuff. Like I watched the whole Hard Knock series for the Detroit Lions when they were here, and that was like I was attached to the team. Like that season, I was like, damn, I know this dude. I know he's got a wife and 2 kids. I know all like it's the attachment, and that's the sales marketing they need to do better. Like they could like why do they not have amazing YouTube content coming out of each football team right now? Like they are missing out on some serious effing dollars. Like hire somebody, please, for the love of God. They're literally just uploading these freaking live streams, but they could do that and it'll effing kill it. Hard Knocks like the Detroit Lions, everything was selling the F out because everyone was falling in love with it. It was like the America's team last season. It was so cool to see it. All these freaking like B-list players that were just did great. Like the marketing they could do that sports should do is crazy, and it would kill freaking TCGs and all that stuff. So,
and you touched on something big there, Mr. Green. It's real people.
Yeah,
there's an emotional impact when you see a real person that does well. If you wanted to be him as your kid, or you wanted your kid to be him when he's older, like I don't know, like people have a different feeling to people than they do to cartoons. Like it's just not apples to apples at all. I can see why sports people are really invested in sports. It's their team, and it's a guy they love because they think he's got great stats, he's got great potential, he could do this, could do that. He has done this, he has done that. Like there's a reason people love Peyton Manning, right? There's people love Gronk. There's people love this, that. Like Charizard, I mean, it's the Peyton Manning, right? He is the like GOAT, he's the Michael Jordan of Pokemon, but like his Charizard. There's the room for growth and the room for like potential isn't the same. It's like a different situation because we're really dependent on the artist and the set and the playability and like the stuff that's controlled. And on the sports side of stuff, the only person that has control is the guy that's hitting that ball.
Yeah.
Like that's a very different dynamic between the two. So there's a lot of like trust when you're buying a card or you're speculating on a card in sports. Whereas if you buy a Charizard card, it's obviously a Charizard. It's a cool card. Like if you buy a Pikachu card, it's a cool card. People are going to like it. It's going to be more liquid. So Yeah, there's too many factors I think to consider. I think we could talk about that for a whole episode. Honestly, I have a lot to say on it. If you can't tell.
Yeah, no, it was a good discussion. Thanks, James from Z&G for the spicy topic. And
Yep.
by the way, everybody, drop your spicy topics down below. The most liked spicy topic for next week will be talked about at the very beginning of the podcast, just like we just did for freaking 20 minutes. So again, go check out Z&G Emporium. He does some awesome auction stuff, consignments on eBay. Appreciate you for sponsoring this video. Not really.
He's awesome.
Yeah. Hit me up if you ever want to think about it, though, James.
We should talk on that for a second because I had a fantastic experience consigning with him.
No, I'm joking.
Very smooth and simple and easy. Just did it. And I know you used him before and you had a good experience with him in the process. Alone. It's great. So shout out James. He is solid. So thank you.
Not bad for a 53-year-old guy. He is doing well. So appreciate it. Yeah.
Josh, what's your spicy topic?
No, I need you to go first. I don't have one.
Stop. I was gonna say that essentially I was trying to describe my spice topic instead of just saying it. Auctions are bags. Let's say that. Doing an auction yourself, shall I say, is a bag. Unless you're an auction house or Z&G. If you're doing auctions, it's a bag. I've had some rough auctions lately, so.
Auctioning through PWCC is the best way to get your cards marketed. Sponsored by Z&G Emporium Consignments. No.
We're pushing some buttons here, aren't we? Jesus. Okay. 6 months in.
Cheers. Here, everybody. Appreciate all the love and support.
I've got a tiny bit left. Cheers.
Crazy. 6 months ago. How old was your daughter 6 months ago? 2 weeks?
Yeah, she was born a few days before Christmas. So, wow. Yeah, she just turned 6 months and it's flown. A lot has changed. A lot has changed. It's nuts.
I've talked way too much.
Say again?
I've talked to you way too much. 26 times an hour and a half or so, plus another hour and a half of just bullshit. So that's 3 hours times 26. That's a shit ton of time.
Before and after, yeah. I mean,
neglecting my wife.
That's an investment for sure. You've invested in my social life. It's been good in so many ways. I really can't think of any negatives. That I could, if I was doing a profit and loss. I can't think of any losses on the balance sheet. Honestly, I've enjoyed it. I've loved every second of it. Not just with you, people in the comments, people responding, enjoying it, engagement, people recommending us. I mean, there's just been so much interactivity with it, and I feel like I've learned a lot, talking through things with you, you bringing stuff to the table, I bringing stuff to the table and you responding to it. I was just talking through stuff. I feel like I've grown a lot myself, honestly, in these past few months, going through these discussions. It's been pretty awesome. I'm hoping you and, our community, everyone that's involved in this, everyone that's part of the podcast with us, I'm hoping everyone has grown and picked at least one thing up that's helped them in their hobby, in their collecting, in their buying, and their selling, something that they've grabbed onto, and it's helped a little bit, even if it's something small, just that week, just to get you through that week, and a change and an update and a educational data point, whatever it is. I'm hopeful something positive is coming from it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. What about you?
Yeah, no, man, it's been a hell of a 6 months, so it's sad to see it come to a close. This is sad. It's no. Psych, no. No, it's been awesome, man. love this channel. No, we're not going to say I love it more than any my main channel, but it's probably like right there, if not above it a little bit. Because anytime I get the chance to plug my stuff, and if I'm on somebody else's channel, I'm always pumping the podcast. I'm not trying to pump my own channel. I'd rather see this thing thrive and do well, and it's awesome. I love, like you said, the comments, the interactions in the comment section is awesome. It's seeing all the different names, all the different people who just say, "Hey," just bumping for the algorithm, or just saying, "Hey, I love the podcast." Those are some of my favorite comments, and it's humble. I love being humbled all the time, and it's very rewarding, and we're spoiled to be able to do this week after week. Shout out to our wives for letting us do it. Yeah, so they're the real ones. But yeah, I wouldn't change a thing, man. This has been a hell of a ride, and looking forward to the next 37 years. I'll probably be dead by then. That's why I said 37.
We'll need new computers by then, probably. Yeah, we'll need a different setup.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Hey, maybe it'll be virtual. Maybe we'll be like holograms.
Yeah,
actually sat next to each other or something. We'll figure it out. I don't know.
Yep, Black Mirror style. Yeah, something like that. That'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
No.
God, 37 years. You imagine where Pokemon is then? Can't fathom it. That's a world away.
We just had the 25th, so that would be 60th anniversary time-ish. Yikes. Time for me to expire. That's about it.
60th. Oh, jeez.
I could still hear old school Pokemon doing his intros at 60. Sounds great.
Little croaky from the pipe tobacco, and yeah.
Old school Pokemon here. Love you, Nick.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So it's been a hell of a half of a year. It's crazy. We're 6 months away from Christmas again. Yikes. Buckle up. It's gonna be a ride.
Hey, you know what happens at Christmas, right?
I get a week off from work.
No, stop. Discord Secret Santa. It's a slabbed Secret Santa this year. Should we announce it? It's halfway to Christmas, almost. Or past. I don't know. I'm not good with dates. We're around halfway to Christmas. We're going to do a slabbed Secret Santa this year in the Discord. So for any of you that aren't in there, get in there. It's in the description. And last year we had a lot of success. A lot of people are in there. Very positive. Very minor things went wrong. It was 99% absolutely fantastic. Really cool, awesome experiences for everyone involved. Loved it. Loved every second of it. It was brilliant. Well worth the time and effort and financial impact that we put into it. And I can't wait to do it again. Some tweaks this year, I think. We're going to do a couple of things a little bit differently. But for the most part, I'm hoping we get a lot of engagement and people involved. It's for a good cause, each other. So there's that. Yeah, I'm excited for it. So just throw that out there. Be prepared.
Oh yeah, no, it was a riot last year. I think how many people was it? Like 40 or 50?
Yeah, it was a few dozen. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
a lot of engagement. There was a lot of things going back and forth, all different times and stuff to juggle. I know you were busy with different packages and things coming in and out and trying to keep you bearings. So we'll get it set up, streamlined, even better this year. It's going to be nice and smooth and clean and clear. So we'll get there.
Yeah, should be global friendly again. We were global friendly last year. We just might limit the package size if that package goes global again, so we don't have another big old one to ship to Norway. So
yeah, the container shipment cost a lot more than I thought it was gonna. Sorry, not sorry. I guess I'm glad we did it anyway.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
It was all positive reasons, but yeah, we might have to make a few tweaks on that side of stuff just to make it a bit more realistic for everyone. Might even be able to figure out a way. I won't get into details. We'll get there. We'll watch out. Yeah. So on that note, I recently was taking part in an event called MentalCon, and what that was some Marvel collectors named Nathan. His YouTube is True Blue Collectibles, and Jake, his YouTube is Retroverse. They collect Marvel cards, huge into it, graded. They have a digital card collection. They have singles and comics and just everything Marvel, basically. You know, all the stuff in there. They also like Pokemon cards. They're in there. Jake used to have a TCG store. Like he used to have an actual store, just like our very own Nathan. Nathan is involved in everything. He's like me. He's a magpie. Is interested and intrigued by everything. So those guys are pretty awesome. What they did was they held a 24-hour live stream, and the live stream they had planned for a little while was basically wrapped around Wounded Warrior Project for a charity. So they asked for donations for that charity for the live stream. They got live artists, Marvel artists, to come on and draw cards and draw basically one-of-one sketches, that kind of stuff of characters that people wanted, stuff they'd pre-done. They did auctions, they did giveaways. They had collectors, sellers, comic people, Marvel people, Pokemon people. They had me on there. They had Swami. If you guys don't know Swami, he was on there. They had a bunch of people in there invested just in the fun of being part of a charity thing, and they raised a lot of money. It was pretty awesome to be a part of. I was pretty proud to be invited to it. I threw it in the Discord. We had a few people join. Josh, thank you for joining. I know you're a part of it. I appreciate everyone that jumped in, and for any of you that donated, I don't know who did. I can't see any of the names or anything, but I'm thankful for you for a very good cause. Next year, pretty cool, right? So pretty awesome cause, 24 hours, lots of things happening, excitement, but it was focused on Marvel. Now, next year, it looks like we're maybe going to talk about doing some areas that's like sectioned for specific different things. So maybe Josh and I will be talking a little bit about Pokemon in a section of that. So watch out for that. Very exciting. Obviously, we're a year away, but I respect the guys that run it. Nathan, Jake, both of them are absolutely brilliant. Jake is English too. He's got a wicked sense of humor, very dry, very sarcastic, makes me belly laugh like no humor I've seen for a while. And yeah, it's a big good experience. So stay tuned for that. I think there might be some planning, and we may rope some of you guys into participating. You will want to be a part of it, I would imagine. It's for a good cause. So yeah, just want to throw that out there. I know it's kind of off what we normally talk, but such a good situation, so fun, so many cool people involved, and such a good cause. I mean, it's hard not to want to shout it out. So thank you both for inviting me on. I was really thankful and flattered by it, and I enjoyed the time that I had on there too on the Friday night. So thanks for that.
Yeah, it was really cool. Just being able to tune in. I've tuned in probably for a couple hours, and I was like, man, this is really cool. It's a relatable charity event. Things are getting auctioned off. The money's going towards this charity. I was like, they'll raise like a cool $500,000. Really cool. Do that in one stream. Really sweet is what I thought. And then I saw the next day the post, and he was like, yeah, we raised 20 grand or something like that. I'm like, Jesus, what the we doing? Like, that's
insane.
That's awesome. That's huge, dude. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be cool.
Yeah, I was amazed just how like generosity, not just on people giving money, but like people giving cards and boxes. And I gave some stuff away. I gave slabs away. I gave sealed product. I gave, give donations, that kind of stuff. And like everyone did. Like everyone wanted to give away and just give like for sugar cause. So really awesome. And I know Nathan listens to this. So I know you're listening. And I thank you, bro.
Maybe.
You did something really special there. I appreciate it. He was tired boy for sure after that.
Tired boy.
June gem rate numbers. Shout out gem rate. Thank you for the data every month. PSA, they graded 600,000 sports and miscellaneous cards, and a smidge over 400,000 in TCG and non-sport, which brought us to just a smidge under a million, basically 999,000 and change, whatever it was. It was around there. Pretty big numbers. Excuse me, slight decline. We were just a smidge over a million, I think, last month, and now we're just slightly under, but still negligible difference. I mean, within 1%, I think. Super close. CGC knocked out almost 60,000 in TCG non-sport, so definitely gaining progress. 10% would have been 40,000 against PSA. So yeah, huge jump. They did almost 60,000. Definitely got a big base of people submitting. It seems like regular people that are submitting some, I don't know, like a regular. It seems to be they've got their own customer base now, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah. BGS 38,000 in sports and miscellaneous. They also got graded 35,000 in TCG non-sport. So actually pretty comparable between the two, 38,000 to 35, pretty close, but still nowhere near CGC, nowhere near PSA. And then SGC graded 91,000 in sports and miscellaneous, basically sports, and 6,000 in TCG non-sport. So definitely a very small market cap, as we've talked about, market reach, I guess I should say, for collectible cards. But sports seems to be doing well for everyone. I mean, we talked about in the spicy topic with Z, maybe overtakes. Sports doing well for everyone. TCG, it's PSA. I mean, PSA is doing fantastic, and CGC seems to be doing okay with it. So we'll see how they grow with the new label. We've got the black label coming out. I think the numbers are going to be, I don't know what to expect. The changes happening, which we'll get into next topic probably, with CGC changes and what that might look like. That's happening mid-month through July. So we're going to have some blue labels, some black labels. Are people going to wait? Are people going to get in early? I don't know what's happening right now. These next few weeks are going to be very telling for the data. I'm super interested in a month's time, Josh. What are these going to look like? Like, what do you think they're going to be higher? Are people going to, some people are going to go blasting out the gate early on? Some people are going to preemptively get blue labels early on and then go black label? I mean, I don't know what to expect. I think it might be a quiet month. I think they might actually have a bit of a decline in submissions from people being wary and wanting to see what are other people going to do. I think there might be a part of that. What are you expecting for next month for CGC?
Oh, CGC is going to be an interesting one because they're supposed to be announcing new pricing. Like you said, or mid-month. So,
who knows?
That is going to be a huge dictator to like that. Is it going to draw in a bunch of people, or is it just going to be flat $15 again? Nothing's changed. Why did you even say pricing's changing? It'll be interesting to see how that goes. But I feel like it'll be a normal month if the pricing's $15. Nothing too special. They're not going to get a flood of cards of people trying to chase these new slabs. If anything, they'll see a pullback. People trying to see how the new things are selling for a little bit. Is it even worth my time? Give them a couple of months to grade cards, and then I can see the new gem rate, how many 10s are actually coming out. That'll be the biggest. So I can see people kind of waiting a little bit to see how that goes. But 59,000 is nothing to shake a stick at. That's doing pretty well. 59,000 in the month of June, and then 401,000 for PSA. So they did 1 million, like you said. So that's like, I don't know if they're grading Saturdays and Sundays. I feel like they are, based on when I get emails from different things. And so if that's the case, then they're doing like 30,000 a day, where they did 80,000 a day at one point. So it must have been a
20,000 TCG cards a business day.
That's crazy.
That's a lot. That's a lot of cards being graded. That's a lot of grading.
Yeah, CGC did 3 times that number in a whole month. So, yeah, so it'll be really interesting. And I thought it was interesting too, the BGS sports being close to the TCG numbers. I wonder if, obviously, people are chasing Black Label premiums right now because why wouldn't you? Because the prices are absurd. And Ultra Mono Japanese is like 75% Black Label rate. So it makes sense. That's not actually the rate, but just throwing a number out there.
Black labels look cool. I mean, those slabs look good. That's a nice Black Label, right?
Yeah. I just feel like the reason this TCG is like about to pass sport for BGS, because I feel like people aren't chasing the Black Label as much in sport. I feel like it's more of the people that are just like,
they're going SGC apparently.
They're just stuck. Oh yeah, SGC's they've been number 2 for a while for sport. But yeah, I feel like the BGS, the people are not chasing Black Labels in the sport. They're more just like dedicated BGS collectors, I feel like. So TCG will probably pass the sport in BGS very soon, because we have like the people chasing something.
Yeah.
Whereas the sport side's more stagnant.
Have you seen many prices for Black Label sport cards? Like, is there I feel like I don't know enough about the success of the price difference between a 9.5, a 10, or whatever to a Black Label with BGS. I know if a Pokemon cards, it's a Black Label, it's gold mine. Like, whatever it is, I know that you're in profit. Like, you cannot lose money. You're making money. Like, it's gold dust. I mean, it really is. So I don't know enough about that on the sports card market. If that isn't happening in sports, that makes sense. But again, like, it's dependent on the player and the season and the game, and like there's a lot of factors. Whereas Pokemon, like, if someone just collects Zapdos, right? If someone just collects Pikachu, if someone just collects Weedle, like, and one Black Label suddenly appears, which is very rare that Black Label does, it's going to go up. I mean, it's going to sell. Whereas I think in sports, like, yeah, it might be your sports guy, but you want his card, or I don't know if it's as focused about, like you say, the Black Label specifically. I don't know how much value they add, like, themselves to it. Not just the card, but like the actual Black Label value. Like, how much more would they be willing to pay? I don't know if about that. I need more education there. I have to ask my friend Dag, ask Neo, ask what they think. But it's interesting. What are you thinking for specials, like, going on? So much stuff going on.
Yeah, so I know Beckett is I think the only one that's really announced anything. They're doing like $40 off. We've used the code NATIONAL, and that is for those of you that don't know, the National Sports Card Trading Expo is going on in Chicago end of July. I'll be there for a couple days, I believe Friday and Saturday. I have a concert that Saturday, so I won't be there all day Saturday. But let me know if you're going. This will be my first time going. It's only a 4-hour drive for me. Like I said, I was already going there for a concert. So looking forward to that. That'll be awesome. So it's probably 90% sports cards, but the non-sport has been growing substantially year over year, I've heard. So really look forward to getting out and checking that. But like I said, Beckett's got their special for that event, and it goes all of July, and it's $40 off $100 submission. So if you're doing it's a premium, which is like 2 to 5 business days, generally costs $140. Now it costs $100. That's not bad. Not 2 to 5 business days for $100 is not bad. I just did one like last month. It was like $75, and it took like a freaking month and a half. So that's not bad. The CGC, nothing to be announced. We'll know pricing here in a little bit. Right now it's $15. We'll know in the middle of the month, hopefully next week. We'll see. SGC is doing a $15 Pokemon special right now, which is nothing too special, but the cheapest grading I have seen in a long time. They're doing $9 grading for modern 2023 baseball. So they're pushing the ultra modern. Like they're $9. You can't beat $9 effing. That's cheap. And SGC in sports doesn't get a premium over PSA, but it's almost line for line in some of the sales, and they hold some of the two highest sports card sales, public sales ever in SGC Slab. So it's definitely reputable, and that's crazy. $9 grading. I never thought I'd see it, and there it is. So waiting for them to do that with Pokemon would be pretty cool. I've definitely utilized them a few times in different scenarios. And PSA. So they're currently $15. Everybody, including myself, waiting for them to announce something to drop for pricing specials for the National. They've done it almost every year besides the 1 year they were shut down. And I was just looking. I went all the way back 52 weeks ago on their Instagram, and they made a post saying, starting in July, $18 grading special. Literally 52 weeks ago, they announced it. So
we're right there. Yeah.
And it should be happening. I feel like I'm waiting, and it should be coming here really soon. Like my thought is maybe they're actually waiting to see what CGC standard pricing is going to be, but I feel like they shouldn't even be concerned about it at the same time because they're only doing 60K and PSA is doing $1 million. So I don't think they're threatened at all. And I guess I'm curious why they're waiting. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like you don't know what's going on kind of like behind closed doors and the management and leadership of these places, but I have a lot of trust that they're trying to do the right thing, like do the right thing kind of situation for all of them. Honestly, I really try to trust them. I try not to think too negatively on them, but I do think that I'd like companies to want to fight for the price a little stronger. I feel like they're all taking a little bit of a backseat and like meandering and do this, do that. Like we want to get the premium stuff in. Let's do a sale on premium pricing. Let's try and get premium stuff out quicker. Let's try, there's a lot of effort and time and energy being put into the more profitable, higher margin level stuff. When in reality, like most people want to submit at bulk, right?
Yeah.
Like I would imagine 99% of people want to submit. This maybe not 99% of cards, but 99% of people want to submit at bulk. So I feel like that's who you need to appeal to, right? Like you need to appeal to the masses. Like in PSA, and it does that. I feel like they're good at that. I feel like CGC is good at that. BGS, I feel like everyone's good at that, but I don't think anyone's really good at that at the moment. I don't think anyone's really shining as this is the place to submit your bulk cards right now. I don't feel like there's a clear contender for it anyway. Yeah, it's good. I'm glad you went through that though, because the pricing is, I think, a big factor in like what people send and when and how often and how many and that kind of stuff. Like the $1, $2, $3 can make a difference, but like $10, $5, like that really makes a difference. And the turnaround time. I'm impressed that CGC is and SCC, they've done really well with turnaround times. They've been pretty lightning fast, honestly. This year they've been pretty awesome. PSA not so much. I mean, I have a submission I sent out. Was it June, May, at the end of April, and it's still in QA, and we're in July. Like, it's still saying QA. So I'm not super impressed. I know they got busy and this happened, that happened, whatever. Like people have been talking about it, but I shouldn't be waiting at this point so far away from the backlog that we had. Right, it's so long ago. We should be in a good spot now, like to knock out some bulk cards. Like we shouldn't be that far behind with the hiring and the improvements that they made. So I don't know what's going on there, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's shitty. We've got better and better times. They got to a point. What was the fastest? It was probably a month, 2 months. They got down to a month, I thought, at one point for bulk.
Yeah, I think I did a bulk submission. I mean, it was high price, but it was still bulk. I think it was the 17 or 20, whatever it was. It was like slightly higher, but it was still the bulk pricing. And I want to say it was like 5 weeks or something.
Yeah.
I
think it was like early this year. It was down. It was like 4 or 5 weeks. And then it was like 8 weeks for a while. So I don't think we should be taking steps backwards here. I feel like there's enough lessons learned in the pipeline to remove your head from your anus and not fall behind again.
I mean, we're on track with this. We're on track with my notes from my other submissions on how long each step takes, percentage wise. Like we're on track for a 12-week bulk turnaround. That's double like where we're at. Like something went wrong there. Like that's not just more people sending stuff. Like, yeah, you're not going to million out, but something in the workflow
the number's down, right?
Well, from way before, I'm talking about it's down very slightly over the past few months, but negligible in comparison. I just think they were making so much growth and then they stopped. So now whatever happens with submissions, if submissions goes up or if they make slightly less, knocked out or whatever, that is just more room for change, I guess. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what everyone in the next month or two, what everyone says their bulk's at. But I can't imagine if there is a national or if there is any kind of specials or something happens. I can't imagine it's going to get quicker. Honestly, I think it's going to get worse this summer, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe that's why they're holding back on a special because they're like, well, we're currently getting effed.
Yeah.
And the times are not great. Do we want to make this worse and make people hate us? Probably not. So,
marketing team's got to be pushing for it though. Like they're really going to want some excitement about submitting to PSA this summer.
So that April, I just looked back on our notes. April gem rate numbers PSA 1.2 million. Mm-hmm. So that's down 200,000. The turnaround times then were better. 100%.
Yeah, literally.
Weird. Unless they had a bunch of layoffs. I don't know. It's weird that they're you went from 1.2 million to 1 million. That's 200. That's a chunk of business dropped in a couple months. So
yeah, I think we had a month where we were at 1.3. There was a month where it got pretty high, but yeah, I mean, it's gone down after going up for so long. Like they made so much growth, and then it went down, and turnaround times got worse. That kind of stuff. Like something happened. I don't know what it is, but something changed. So
yeah, looking at the numbers, so they went down 17%. In total cards graded in a month. CGC went up 2,000 cards in that time span. So they went up, and instead of dropping 17% like PSA, they went up. So it's good. At least it's trending in the right direction as far as quantity graded for CGC anyways. The turnaround time getting worse, dropping 17% in number of cards graded. Yikes. We'll probably won't be getting a special this month, boys. That hurts. That hurts me. I've been waiting.
We'll see.
Probably not. Probably I'm gonna be freaking getting cliff hung all through this month waiting for this thing to drop, and it's not gonna come, and I'm gonna be so pissed.
What date's the national? Do you remember?
Weekend of the 27th.
Yeah, so we still have 3 weeks ish. Yeah.
But I want to say they dropped it last year like July 1st. They're like, bam, $18 national special. Get it while it's hot. We'll get your cards back in 7 years. Send them in.
It's collect. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just hoping that some people are just randomly getting wrecked and their turnaround times are still 8 weeks. I don't know. I haven't submitted them in a couple months, waiting for this special to drop this month to save a few freaking dollars. I'm not in a huge rush. But here I am, wasting time, apparently.
Are you sending any crossovers to CDC?
Crossovers? What do you mean? Which, like the 9.5s and 10s to get turned into the black labels? Or yeah. So I am sending I sent 40 cards today to go over there. SGC, BGS, and PSA slabs to cross into their old labels. So crossing those, they're called crossovers, so I'm paying $15 a card. It's like $600. And that's going to be a lot of PC items, primarily. Probably 85% of those are PC items and personal collection. And I just want them in the CGC slab. A lot of them it's Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of it's Pokemon. It's kind of 50-50, actually. And there are some really high-end plays in there that I'm trying to turn into 10s that are 9.5s. I'm not going to get into all the details, nitty-gritty here. Save it for another day. But there's some absolute fire bombs going on, and I'm excited. So it's going to be I'm really also I bought a card for my collection for like $2,400 in plans to send it to CDC to do the crossover rehold or whatever to the slab. The thing's lost in the mail. I haven't had a thing get lost in the mail in
so mad
how long.
When you told about that.
Yeah, it's insane. It's still gone. It's like a little over a week now. Feels bad. Like
it's the time sensitivity, right? Like it's
exactly.
So much riding on it, like following that process and plan and the flow that you've got going in. And yeah, that I didn't like hearing about that in the video.
Yeah, so just to spill my plan was I bought some BGS 9.5s. My plan was to cross those over to the blue label 9.5s, so that then when they do the change to the black labels, it'll automatically upgrade to a 10. So in addition to buying CGC 9.5s, I bought a few pretty damn nice BGS 9.5s to do a crossover. So looking forward to it. It'll be pretty awesome. But that one's getting wrecked by USPS, so
you'll get it. It's exciting. Honestly, I love the anticipation of that stuff. You know, you're submitting things, you're not sure is it going to hit, is this going to hit, you know, the play, right? It's the play. It's a little game. It's there's money riding on it. It's a little bit of like an output that you're going to receive at the end. It's exciting. I like hearing about it.
What I'm really curious, the play, like it won't go away, is like how that stuff will work. Like obviously I think I'm doing like the easier one where I'm crossing it to the new current label to a 9.5. Like I'm confident most of these will cross to a 9.5 and then they'll give me the free 10. But if I were to have done this in a month when I'm sending 9s and 9.5s, would they have upped me to a 10? That's the thing where I'm like, I don't know. Like, is this PSA 9 going to turn into a 10? I feel more confident about it turning into a 9.5, even though they say it's the same effing grade. It just feels easier.
Yeah.
For some reason. Like, it's more of an easier pill to swallow. The grader going, yeah, I can turn this into a 9.5 instead of jumping a full number grade. Good luck. That just sounds ridiculous, almost going from a PSA 9 to a CGC Gem Mint 10. But I don't know, kind of just playing a game there. But I'm interested in doing similar things when it is only the black label, and I could submit PSA 9s to see how they treat it. Will it become a Mint Plus or whatever? It probably will. They'll probably wreck me with a bunch of those. That's where they'll use probably most of their Mint Pluses. It'll be interesting.
Gonna find out really soon.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. So 9.5 CGC slabs. How many are submitting? I got
How many?
about probably 2 dozen, maybe 2 or 3 dozen. Not a crazy amount, but a few. Some just fun stuff, mostly some PC stuff. Some things that I think are super interesting. A couple of things that I think might go up in value, hitting the 10. With the $5 change. Moving it over into the new slab. I'm excited for it. I think it's fun. I'm really excited to see what different cars look like in that new slab with the new label, super crystal clear slab, and the sharp black and white label. I think it's going to be fun to see them. Not sure on prices yet, but I think it's fun. I think it's exciting. I got plenty I'm going to submit. So what about you? How many do you think you have, without including the current ones that are potentially being crossed over? What are you thinking?
So not including those.
Just the reholders with your current stuff. Okay,
75.
So you have about double what I have, basically.
Yeah, about 75. Yep. Oh, this is gonna be sexy. I can't wait to get this Leroy Jenkins in a 10. That'll be sexy.
I thought you sold that.
No.
Was that a different grade? Did you have a couple?
I've only sold like a PSA 6 of that. I have all the 40 other ones I have graded, but yeah, no, I have like 75 9.5s and 10s that are going to be. It's going to be an exciting month. And those of you that don't know, in case you didn't know, if you have a membership now, you could actually submit those in right now. I just saw on Instagram, Vintage Yu-Gi-Oh! Had asked the question. He's like, "Hey, when can I submit these?" And the I don't know why I assume that's a lady, but the person who handles the Instagram responded and said, "You can go ahead and submit now if you have a membership. If you don't have a membership, wait till the 11th to do it for free, or $5 a card." So, didn't know that. So I'm gonna probably start typing these up, getting these things ready to roll, and get them out moving because I'm excited to get them back. Thoroughly excited, actually. So it'll be awesome.
That is cool, that I feel like they're so flexible about stuff. They're so like chill about things. Hey, we don't have it released yet, but you can submit to us and get them ready. Just note on your order or whatever that you want the black labels. And also means like, people that have paid for that membership can like utilize it. It can be used for what's to come instead of having to wait and them getting slammed all in one go with it. So yeah, that was really cool to hear. That was a cool update. I'm glad they're putting a bit of time and effort into that. I'd imagine there's going to be a bit of storage for it, but they've hopefully got room. I mean,
yeah, no, it'll be awesome.
Did you see the slabbed booster box, the 151?
Yeah, what are the odds it's that one, right? What are the odds that's the first one we see? That's crazy.
It's Japanese, yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like there's a need for it, but I feel like I don't know what it is. Like, just like I don't buy graded packs because I don't know what it is. Like I like the artwork. I can see why people would be interested. I love collecting packs. I got plenty, but it's all about the card for me. I want to know what it is that I'm collecting. Like I need a connection to it, and I think a box feels like a storage device rather than a thing. Like I don't know. I feel like I don't know what it is, and I can't get past that like feeling of it. But I know people are going to want it, and I know people are probably excited for it. And we've talked about it before, and there's been conversations, and there's a million different avenues you could go down with all different products, not just boxes. Just sealed in general. I don't know. I have mixed feelings, which makes me want to step back because I do have mixed feelings. I'm not excited about it. But are you excited about it? Like, what's your feelings?
As a seller?
Oh, different game.
Good effing night. Boy, that is That is amazing. Like if I had my 151 boxes, seeing that son of a bitch sold for like $1,000, didn't it?
Yeah.
If I had my 20 boxes, I'd send
so
them 19 tomorrow. Like,
yeah,
that's insane. I get the thought of just encasing it. Like, I don't know the price. I don't know how much it costs. I'm going to guess the video games cost to grade a video game, similar amount of plastic, $30 to $45. So
yeah.
I bought a custom acrylic size for my wife's book she has, $70 effing dollars. So acrylic isn't that cheap. Just like if you were to go buy something, like you could probably get some standard sized acrylics, probably for Japanese booster boxes. You're talking $15 to get a nice acrylic magnetic case, maybe even more. So if you could get it encased and sealed just for display purposes for $35-$40, it's not terrible. The grade is people are going to pay for it because people are dumb as hell. That's the thing. That word's scary to me. Because it is ESG, esports grading. It's a video game grading company. The Slabbed, for those of you who care, it looks just like the VGA, video game grading, video game authority Slabbed. Same exact grading scale. Actually, it's not the same as WADA or CGC video games. So even that's kind of shitty. I wish it was a seal grade and a box grade, but it's all mashed into one number. So that feels bad. But display purposes, getting it into a piece of acrylic, because that's all people do that collect booster boxes. They put it into an acrylic, or they get the freaking Costco thing that put the ETBs in, or that thing looks like shit if you stack them up.
Yeah.
So that is a clean way to display a booster box. If it's $30, acrylic, I'm telling you, if you went to go buy an acrylic nice magnetic case, you're probably spending like $20. If it has magnets, probably 25. I don't know. So it doesn't seem terrible, depending on the price, but the authentication questionable. It's not a sport card or trading card company, and we've all seen how Baseball Card Exchange handled a first edition cardboard box, and that's a card company that authenticates boxes. So this is scary. Repacked boxes, sending them to get graded, then they get sealed, and then that would be scary. So not a fan as a buyer, never would be because of that reason, primarily the authentication. But to sell it for that amount of money, yikes, I would all day. People are dumb.
Yeah, there's got to be a lot of trust, I guess, in it. But I just feel like I can't trust it. I can't trust it. Like I need to know what's in there. Like I need to know what it is that I'm buying. I can't buy.
You mean the authentication, or you need to know what?
Like what is it? Like what's inside? Is it freaking? We can
G.I.
always
Joe?
go back to G.I. Joe. Like that will forever be ingrained in my mind, right? Like I can't let that go. Like even for just a single pack, I can't let it go that like they tainted the ability to authenticate a sealed product. Like, and that felt like such a big deal. Like I'm like the height of sealed stuff for me. Like in my personal opinion, there's a lot of stuff worth more, but like that felt like the creme de la creme, and they effed it up. To quote Greeny, they effed it up.
Respect. Yeah. Do you think if what is the company called? ESG. If ESG had a graded first edition base set booster box, graded a 90 out of 100, would it sell for less or more than like a TCA Gaming authenticated box?
More. 100%. I think it's sell more. I think people are incredibly naive when it comes to that stuff. Incredibly. And that's not a knock. I just think like it's so easy to trust them. And it scares me. it makes me want to take a step back and not be a part of it. It's that worrisome to me. Like what could come from that. But also, like you were saying, as a seller, it's an optimization play. I'm sure like people are going to do it and people are going to make money in all different stuff. Like there's going to be ETBs, boost boxes, whatever. Like this is the start of a spiral of something for sure. This is the first step.
Yeah. For me, it's the same as pack grading. You're doing it for, I don't even know why you're doing pack grading because it's people spend that crazy amount of money on those, but it's display purposes. I understand. Like I like displaying booster boxes. These are open, so I don't need them in acrylic. They're all opened, and the packs have been all opened.
It's cool.
So they're easier to see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a fan of encasing things into acrylic and protecting against some UV rays. That's all good. But the grade on top of a booster box, I guess flex culture, you're going to want the 100 out of 100 gem mintist 151 box. There's those people out there that want to be that guy. I'm that for cards. Will never be that guy for boxes or packs. It just hits different.
Just want a grade 69. That's all I'd want. I just want a 69 grade.
That'd be hilarious. Somebody's got to do it. I don't feel like I've never seen it, but you would think somebody would have done it, like a 6.9 or something, like a PSA 6.9.
I'm here for it. What do you think on the 1 of 1 getting secretly pulled and then secretly transacted with David Adams or whatever, and secretly sent to PSA? Very under the radar, very fast. I was expecting it to be that scenario, but a little bit more delayed, not quite right out the gate before people have even really done something. Wasn't what I was expecting. I don't think anyone was expecting anything. I don't think we knew what to expect. We all knew we weren't going to pull it, but what's your thoughts on it? I think it's cool. I'm happy for them. I think it's a very good situation for them, obviously.
Yeah, I think I'm excited this chapter's come to a close on the 101 ring. This is probably won't have a reason to talk about it again unless somebody sells it in the future for like 2x. But grading at PSA was, in my opinion, a bad decision. But I know BGS had offered a sick-ass label, looked sick. CGC offered to give them $3,000 or something. If you graded at PSA and had to pay the $10,000 surcharge, you're a dipshit. I feel like they would have did it for free, but I feel like people are dumb as well. And if it was a card shop in Canada, I pray to God that you guys didn't pay for that $10,000 premium. That would be horseshit.
I got to stick on that for a second because no one's talked about this, and I can't help it like from keep repeating in my head. I don't think they graded it. I think the transaction that happened with David Adams said, hey, for this to go through and for me to know that this is real, that I'm buying it, you need to send it to PSA to get it authenticated.
That makes sense why I went to PSA then.
That's how I picture it in my head. I picture it as the buyer being the one that made sure that happened as part of the contract or agreement or whatever situation they had. That's a lot of freaking money to play around with. Like, if you're going to send it to anyone, send it to the biggest. I mean, they are by far bigger than all the rest of them combined. Like, you're going to send it to the ones with the biggest spotlight on them and the most, hopefully, the most professionals that can authenticate it to make sure it's real. We already saw fakes coming out in the past weeks. So not to interrupt you, but I can't help but shake that feeling that it wasn't even the person that pulled it that had the option. And I don't think anyone's really talked about that much that I've heard. Anyway, I don't know if you've heard that.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'd agree. It seems likely that probably is the way it happened. Did they sell it to David Adams then, you think? I didn't even know that officially, but if
sure as hell seems that way. I mean, they announced it, like, and if it was all under the radar, but David Adams knew, then I'd assume they're the buyer, and they're the one that did. They're the ones that did an offer. So for them to be in the know of something that was happening, it all just seems. I mean, it's just like common. I think it's just common critical thinking, really. Like 2 and 2 makes 4, right? So that's what I'm picturing in my head. Hopefully, we're gonna have a bit of an update, and a happy story at the end of it. I feel like the chapter's not quite finished on what's going on with it right now, but it's cool. I mean, it hit a 9. Goddamn, one card they had to make and make good, and they still made it in a 9 quality. Hopefully, the 9 was because of how it got pulled or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it is interesting how fast it came out because not even all of the products have been released yet.
Fast.
I feel like on the products that aren't released yet, it has some type of marketing jargon that says chance to pull the 1 ring. And there isn't no chance because it's already gone. Like that box you bought, doesn't it say that on there?
I don't remember actually. Probably.
I swear to God it did. Maybe it just says in general serialized rings, but I swear.
Yeah, because I think they actually have the pack odds on the boxes, so it may just nudge towards the fact that you could get this or that kind of stuff. You have the potential for it, which technically you have a chance. Like when at time of printing, you had a chance. It's just when you bought it. The other thing with it also is like I would say it like I guess I respect Magic. I've got like a level of respect with it being you're talking about it being fast, like I was saying. I feel like that's a really good thing for Magic, even though it feels a little bit like okay, like we didn't get it like so early on. They didn't seed it in some pack 2 months down the road and try and optimize on sales. Like it seems like they truly threw it in a random pack and one guy got it and pulled it and graded and sold it. Like if I feel like there's that's a good situation. Like that's like a level of like honor and trust and stuff that we should have in Magic for that. They're like I haven't really ever felt before from other companies. And I don't think many people have felt that about Magic. And for me, honestly, I feel like there's a lot of redeeming qualities to that. The fact that they've done something and it appears to be true to what they said they were going to do. Like, and it may have been true to what they said they were going to do if it was pulled in 6 months. It's just time to look whoever gets the box and opens it. But it just so happens that they seeded it somewhere and this guy opened it and it was early on. For me, it shows that they did truly make it random and just threw it into boxes. They didn't wait till the gift bundle came out. They didn't wait till this or that or wave and like this kind of stuff. That's pretty cool. I think, right? Like, does that make sense? Am I being dumb?
No, totally makes sense, man. No, I like that it did come out and it wasn't like hidden in a box somewhere for 2 years. Honestly, it would have been effing annoying hearing about all the crap forever. But no, it's really cool. I was just thinking, sitting there, like daydreaming, kind of while you're talking about. Not that I wasn't paying attention, totally was, obviously, or else I wouldn't have responded very articulately. But I was thinking about like almost like not the arbitrage, but it's weird. Like if the U.S. were to sell lotto tickets to Canada and somebody hit $1 million, U.S. would be going after some of their money somehow. Like you're paying taxes on that cheddar you're about to get, and it's weird that a U.S. card could be produced, sold to Canada, and then the dude just prints money, $2 million. It's like a loophole. Like we could give Canada money through cards, we get 0 taxes on it. I don't know. It's really weird thinking about it that way. Like the government gets $0, 0. So
yeah, I mean,
it's weird.
I'm a bloody foreigner too, so there's also like, I don't know enough about that kind of stuff. I don't know, like, I don't know how they could set that up for success.
Yeah, there's almost no way, but it's so public.
Hopefully
like,
that guy's talked to a professional though to like structure it in the best possible way, because that's a good chunk of money. That's some serious money. $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's wild, man. So big shout out to that guy. He's doing well. With no video, there's no video of it pulling that effing card. Dang, that's crazy. I haven't seen a video. At least like store footage. It sounded like they ripped it while he was in a store. At least pull the freaking security cam footage. That would have been nuts. Instant viral hit.
I feel like I would have been really quiet. I don't even know if I would have like had much of a reaction. I think the shock would have taken over, like knowing, like he knew it was $1 million card, right? Like it's
everyone knew, yeah.
Like it's not like he pulled it and it's amazing and went to auction and then hit $1 million. Like he knew for real. Like if I pull this is the one, and he pulled it. Like I can't imagine his blood pressure that night, like trying to sleep and insane. I mean, set for life as far as I'm concerned. Like that's a game changer. You just pay everything off and just do whatever you want. Basically, you make whatever changes you want to your collecting habits. So. Yeah, very exciting. I'm happy for him.
That's another thing about it not being a lotto ticket. Him selling it for $1 million, like he might get. Depends how they do it. Depends how David Adams paid him out. Is he going to pay capital gains on it? Like he could have. We'll see.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I mean, could be a big loophole there.
Yeah, I guess the structure of it, but we've got the old US tax, over 600 or whatever right now. Yeah, I don't know. Canada is a different kettle of fish. I don't know enough about their taxes, but it's exciting. I think it's cool. Whatever way is going to get some money, some decent money from it. Yeah, cool conversation. Like I say, there's a lot of good that came from it. So,
yep.
What else you got?
That's all I got, man. I just again appreciate everyone's love and support for the last 6 months. It's been a hell of a journey. Looking forward to the upcoming episode. Sorry if we're late, but it should be every Wednesday going forward, unless we have like another holiday or some kids' birthdays or our wife kills us. But yeah,
you guys don't care. It's it's a holiday. They're good. We're all good. Thank you guys. You're awesome. Josh, let's sign out. Thanks, everyone. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, get in the comments with your spicy topic. Don't forget to upvote. Click the like on the spiciest topic that you think should win for next week's comment. And we'll see you on the flip side. See you guys.
Peace.